Hi and welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. My name is Mike Irving, and welcome to my Facebook fan page. Hey, first of all, congratulations. I admire your fortitude at sifting through all the junk out there on the internet with the biz opportunities. Lots of false promises, lots of scams. It's really challenging sometimes. I did it for 11 years, sifting through one biz op after another, looking for something that would be just right for me. And many times I wasn't really sure what that would be. But I did know that, as you can see in this video, I'm older than most of you. I did know that because I'm not technically skilled, I needed something that had some already done for you tools so I wouldn't have such a huge learning curve. And then I needed something that would be simple to use. And I really did find much more than I was looking for here with Empower Network. Let me give you a little background about myself. If you come into Empower Network, I'll be your guide, and I'll be directing you. I'll be helping you avoid some wasting of time. I'll help you avoid spending money where you don't need to, and help you stay focused on the training and what you need to do to get up to speed and start making money as quickly as possible. So let me give you a little bit of background about myself. Back when, I grew up in Manhattan Beach, California, and back when I was still in high school, in my senior year of high school, when I turned 18 in April, I became the youngest employee of Continental Airlines. Continental Airlines, LAX Airport's just about 4 miles north of Manhattan Beach, California. And so I started out on the ramp loading baggage and cargo and guiding the planes into the gate and such, and had a great time. I'd be at school during the day, then I'd work the 4:30 in the afternoon to 1:30 in the morning shift, and really enjoyed it. 2 years later, I was a ticket agent working on the inside ticket counter in the gate area. And then in 1976, when Continental began service in and out of San Diego, they asked me to come down and help open up down here. And so I've been living in the San Diego area mostly since 1976. And it was in about 1985-ish, when Continental Airlines went through its second airline bankruptcy, that it was then that I realized you could be a great employee of a great company and have absolutely no job security. And that I remember my last paycheck from the airline bounced, and that's when I realized. So that's what my dad meant when he said "save for a rainy day." So it was coincidentally about that time my dad was dying of cancer, so I moved back up to Manhattan Beach and helped him close down his business. And not long after he passed, I began a career as a financial advisor. I knew that I wanted to control my own destiny and be my own boss, be a self-sufficient person. So I became a financial advisor. I got my Series 7 securities license and my insurance license, and became an advisor with a company that would later be known as American Express Financial Advisors. And that too turned out to be about a 15-year career. I loved helping people, and as a financial advisor, you're helping people plan and invest for their could be meeting their insurance needs, or planning for their children's education fund, or their own retirement plan, or planning whatever it is they need to buy a car or get a vacation home or whatever it is. And I loved helping people. I really enjoyed that. But I allowed myself to become a bit captive of my own business in a desire to be providing great customer service. I made myself available to my clients almost 24/7, and that ended up leaving me feeling like I didn't have much of a personal life. And so in 2002, I sold my financial advisors business, and that's when I began looking on the internet for a business that would be just right for me. And I knew I wanted something where I could leverage the internet and not only make some money, but really gain some time freedom. Because it's no matter what you do, no matter how much money you have, there's only so much time in the day, and I didn't want to spend it all doing a job or even a business. I want to have time. My wife, Chris, and I, we live in La Mesa, 10 miles east of downtown San Diego, and we love to travel. Chris is a high school guidance counselor. The school's only about a mile and a half away, so we live real close to the school. And I did that by design, because I did a lot of commuting for a lot of years, and didn't really care for the freeways in Southern California. There's a lot of stop and go traffic and a lot of grind, and you spend an awful lot of hours just in stop and go traffic in many cases. So I had enough of that and didn't want her to have to do any of that. So she attended. She grew up here in San Diego, attended the school that she's now a counselor at, and she loves being there. But we love traveling, and so this past July, for the first time, we got to take a 20-day driving trip. Went up to Washington State along the coast of Oregon and Washington, and then over to Yellowstone National Park, and then down to Denver, Colorado for an Empower Network event that was being held in Denver back in July. And just had a wonderful 20-day trip. And that's the first time I think I'd ever been gone more than about 10 days on a vacation. So it was great to be able to do that. That's the entrepreneurial lifestyle. And so as you take a look at this, I want you to know and really kind of pay attention. I almost missed this opportunity. I got so used to just dipping my toe in the water, as I call it, trying this business and that business, and I got to the point where I didn't want to get hurt emotionally or financially, so I was kind of just testing it. And then as soon as I saw something that wasn't what I thought it was, I was led to believe it would be, then I would apply for a refund or get out of it or cut my losses. But you still end up lots of times, even if you get a 30-day money-back guarantee from that opportunity. Lots of times it'll involve hosting that you have to pay for, and you don't get a refund on that. So you still end up spending money, even though when you're trying to be careful taking a look at all those business opportunities. So I almost missed Empower Network for a couple of reasons. One, because I was just dipping my toe and really not giving it a really serious look. The other reason is that the two genius guys that are running this company, they're actually internet marketers. They're in their early to mid 30s, I think, and they're a little wacky, as I call it. I'm 61, so I'm older than most of you. They might not seem wacky to you, but they're certainly not the corporate environment that I most of my life spent a lifetime observing. Either the corporate structure of the airline or with the American Express. These guys were pretty far from that, and that's okay. You have to be a little bit okay with their irreverent, wacky style, but they are absolute genius. And they designed this business. It's a business designed by marketers for marketers. So here's the first thing. When I was trying other internet business opportunities, I tried some of the MLMs, the multi-level marketing, network marketing opportunities. Met a lot of wonderful people, some of them very successful, but there were usually very few really successful people, and there were an awful lot of us that worked really hard at it and didn't really have much to show for it. And so that really didn't work out. And as I look back on it now, part of the reason was your commissions, you had to have just a multitude of people underneath you in order to make any significant money. One of the guys that's very successful here at Empower Network, he was quoted just the other day. Someone asked him, how much did he make when he was back in MLMs, and he said that it ranged quite a bit from about $4,000 to $8,000 a month. And he said, but when the company restructured the commissions, as successful as he was only making about $4,000 a month. And they said, well, how many people did you have underneath you when you're making $4,000 a month? He said, 10,000. And so that's just crazy. Here at Empower Network, I started getting $25 commissions just a few days within a week when I started, and I think it was about 4 weeks in, I had my first $1,625 day. So and I didn't have, I just had a dozen or so people underneath me. So you don't have to have a huge mass of people underneath you to make money here, because it's 100% commissions. Now let me share with you how that works. At Empower Network, first of all, if you have a product, even if it's an MLM, a company that you love, if you have a business that you want to promote, you can use the Empower Network marketing system, the blog, to promote any business, any product that you already own or want to market. But if you're like me and you didn't have a product to market and you were looking for a business opportunity where you could leverage some tools in the internet to give you some time freedom in addition to some income, with something you could work part-time, then this fits that perfectly, because Empower Network right now we have 5 products. And the first 2 products is the $25 blog system, the basic system that everybody comes in and buys. And that's $25 a month that they pay you for that blog system, because it's 100% commissions. And the next product up is the $100 Inner Circle, and that too is a monthly recurring fee that they pay you. So those first two products are set up to be, by design, recurring fees, because like anything, when you start out, you don't have very many customers or clients or prospects or new members coming into the business. And so you need to sustain your business while you're building your business. The other three products are one-time purchase products. It's the Costa Rica Intensive. That's a $500 one-time commission. And the next product and Costa Rica Intensive is that product is about talking about how to take your business to the next level. The product that probably gets the most buzz is something called the 15K formula. And that is video training from people that are making $10, $20, $50, $80, $100,000 a month, not a year, but a month, from their Empower Network business. And they're sharing with you in training videos how they're doing it and the mindset and stuff you need to develop too, and the strategies, the marketing strategies to build your business, to take your business from $1,000 or $2,000 a month up to $15,000 a month. So that's understandable. That one gets a lot of buzz. There's a lot of excitement around that course. Now, and then the last product is the Master's course, and again, it's just about taking your business to an even higher level. So does this mean that we can guarantee you that you're going to be successful? Absolutely not. We can't do that because we don't know you. You could be one of those people that won't get off the couch, and so let's talk about that. People, the biggest question I get is people, they doubt themselves. They're not sure if they can be successful because so many people fail at any business, not just internet business opportunities, but if they had a dress shop down on Main Street, or if they were a realtor or whatever, it's just very difficult to be successful. However, so how do you know if you're going to be successful or not? Well, here's how I answer that. When Chris and I live here in La Mesa, which is 10 miles east of downtown San Diego. The community immediately to the south of us is Lemon Grove. And for 20 years, I was a member of the Lemon Grove Rotary Club. It's a community-based service club made mostly of business professionals who donate their time and services and money to helping their community. It's usually, we helped kids at the local high school, we helped the senior center, did lots of projects around town. And then, Rotary also does a lot of global projects as well. But there was always about 20% of us that made sure that did 80% of the work. So always 20% of us that stepped up, took on more responsibility, made sure things got done. And, if you think about it, if you're a parent, that's probably true of your child's, their school PTA, Parent Teachers Association. There's always about 20% of the people that always step up. And sometimes it's different people, but they step up, make sure things get done so that your children can have a better opportunity for success. If you're a church-going person, I'm sure the church congregation is the same way. If it was a church social, or if they were helping needy families in the congregation, needed volunteers, there was always a handful that would step up, take on more responsibility, make sure things got done. Those are the people I call the 20%ers. And if you're a 20%er, or if sometimes I'm not always a 20%er. Sometimes I let somebody else be the 20%er, especially in volunteer work. You get to pick and choose how much time you devote to something. But if you want to be a 20%er, you can make a decision in an instant and take that responsibility. And think about it. When you were doing something and you had a strong reason why, you didn't mind investing time and learning things and spending more time doing something because you knew that it was going to give your children a better chance for success, or maybe it's overtime at work or whatever. It's something that's going to have some sort of payoff. The famous life coach Tony Robbins talks about people do almost everything based on a desire to seek pleasure or avoid pain. And it's very true about business. If they're scared, if they're fearful, they sometimes won't do the things, they won't step out of their comfort zone when they need to. So it's important that you have a very strong why. And that why, it's more than just money. You have to think about beyond money. It's money because so you won't be so stressed at the end of the month when you're paying your bills, or so that you can start putting money aside for your child's college education fund, or so you can set money aside to buy a new car, or to buy a home, or to help provide for a more comfortable retirement. think about beyond just making money. What is that going to do for your lifestyle or for the people that you care about? One of the videos that I sometimes post up on my blog or this website is a video where it's last year's Empower Network event. I think it was in Atlanta, and 4 or 5 women were being interviewed about their Empower Network business, and they were all successful. And one gal, she talked about how she loved setting an example for her children, that they didn't have to look forward to a life of working 40, 50 hours a week for somebody else at a job, to be told when they can take a break, when they can go to lunch, when they have to be back. She said that you can be more than that. You can have your own business. You can have freedom. And that's what we're talking about. So you have to be willing. You have to be willing to step up. You have to be willing to bust through the obstacles, because there's always going to be bumps on your road to success. There's not a business in the world that exists that I have never heard of one business where there wasn't some bump or two or a few on your road to success. You just have to overcome that and bust through that. So if you have the right mindset, you can do that. So the Empower Network training is all about training you with the right mindset. And you'll hear me talk about this often. Mindset is absolutely critical. I was in personal development type stuff for years ago, and for whatever reason, got away from it for a while. And then I realized that all the really successful people do some sort of personal development pretty much every day. And so, I'm not the smartest guy in town, but I realize that's a hint. And if, all the successful people are doing personal development, then that's going to help your mindset. That's going to help you have a better attitude. You're going to bust through obstacles and overcome those bumps on the road. And so I realized I needed to fix what's in here. Not all of the business failings is because of the poor opportunity or tools. Sometimes it's what's between your ears, and you have to fix that. So you need to work on everything, and personal development is a real big part of having success in business, and certainly true for internet marketing. There are some things. There's a learning curve to anything that's worthwhile, and you already know that. But if you're willing to do that, technology has changed over the years to where it's really not all that difficult to be successful. There is now a proven formula. This company, Empower Networks, almost 2 years old. It'll be 2 years, October 31st. There's 170,000 people that have become members in Empower Network. They've distributed over $70 million in commissions to its members. There are people here, you'll see them on the videos, that are making money with Empower Network when they've never made money with anything else before. So on the internet, or in some cases anything. So that's a hint. Best training I've seen on or off the internet in my entire lifetime. Let that be a hint. Now at these events, you'll see people talking about the last event I attended in Denver. Actually, I just got back from an event in Anaheim when we had the product launch just last week. But before that, in Denver, Colorado, in July, I attended an Empower Network event where there were 6,000 of us. And, clearly the people that go to events are the people that are really committed, really sincere, and doing whatever they can to attend the events and be successful with their business. So it's a little like preaching to the choir. But of the 6,000 people in the room, when they asked how many people in this room are making money with their Empower Network business, 95% raised their hand. Now, that is astonishing, because that doesn't happen. Not everybody's getting rich, but almost everybody in that room was making money. And so that is encouraging. That's hopeful. So I just encourage you it's just $25 to get in, take a look around. Get in, take a look around. I think you're going to love it. Here's the details when people want to know how much it's going to cost, because I know what you're going through. I always wanted to know what's it really cost. Okay, so it's $25 a month to have that blogging system, $100 a month for that inner circle. Now, does everybody get the inner circle when they come in addition to the basic blog system? No. About half to 3/4 of the people will do both. Some people come in and they get all 5 products right away. If you can afford to do that, you'd be smart to do so. But most people can't afford to do that. So a lot of people start with just that $25 blogging system. Well, in order to sell the products, if you're going to be like most of us and be an affiliate where you can turn around and sell the Empower Network products and get 100% commission, you have to get an affiliate status, and that's $19.95 a month. What does that do? Well, that creates a merchant account. So all that your customers' credit card purchases when they buy the Empower Network products, they buy it right over the internet with their credit card. You really don't even know about it until you get an automated email that comes to you and says you just made a commission. So I love the fact that I don't have to maintain inventory. I don't have to worry about shipping or shipping costs because all of our products are digital audio and video recordings. So this is just a wonderful business. Now let's talk about sales. Most people are not very good salespeople, and Dave do all the selling for you. Your job, your primary function with your Empower Network business is learning how to drive traffic to your website. And there's ways to do that. There's 100 different ways to do that. You can do paid advertising. A lot of people look for the low cost or free way of advertising or marketing their business, and that takes a little bit of time. So, and here's just so we're really clear, you cannot put next month's rent into this business and expect to make money back in a couple of weeks and reimburse that next month's rent that would have gone to keeping a roof over your head. You can't spend your Empower Network money on your rent right away, because you can't develop a business for $25. You need to buy the other products as soon as you can afford them. You need to take whatever profit you have, put it back into the business until you build it up. That's just being realistic. I just in case you have any fantasies about I can spend $25 and I'll be rich. Well, that's not possible. So I want to keep this realistic. Want to keep it real here. So it's $19.95 a month for the associate to get your credit card purchases processed. It also gives you the e-wallet. It's called an e-wallet, so that the commissions you get go into that e-wallet, and then like I have mine set up to direct deposit into my personal checking account. And I love not having to deal with those headaches of processing the sales or the money transfer and getting into my checking account. That's all great. That stuff's all kind of taken care of for you. And so remember, with 100% commissions, as people have those recurring $25 basic memberships, and let's say you got 10 people your first month to get not only the $25 blogging system, but also the $100 inner circle. That's $125 per customer or per new member coming into the business that you're going to get. And times 10 is what, $1,250. And then because it's a recurring fee, those 10 people are going to pay that same fee the next month. And if you go get another 10 people the next month, well, then you have that $1,250 from this month recurring next month, plus the new 10 people you get then will be another $1,250. So in this scenario, you would have 20 people that would be paying you $2,500 just with a couple of months or so. Now, does it happen that way automatically? No, it takes a little longer than that. Not everybody gets the first two products. Not everybody stays in. A lot of people drop out. People will come and go. There's always attrition. The people that will quit. I've had a lot of people pay the $25 and never get off the couch to watch a video, let alone apply what they learn. So I'm just trying to paint a realistic picture for you. This is wonderful. You're going to be in a group of like-minded people. You have to be okay with personal development, working on yourself. You have to be coachable. And then it's watching the videos and following the steps. We've got some great mentors in this company. You're going to have, in fact, I use the tagline, your guide to millionaire mentors, because we have people that are making over $1 million just with their Empower Network business. And those people are doing a lot of the training. At the very least, you'll always have somebody who's making $10,000 a month or more doing the video training. So it's certainly worth it. My wife, I use this you hear me say this over and over again. My wife, Chris, and I, we spend more than $25 to go to a restaurant and have dinner for two, and with tip, it's always over more than $25. And the best we can hope for is a good meal, and we'll go back again to that restaurant. Well, you can get into Empower Network for $25, take a look around, convince yourself that you can see for yourself that this really is worth an effort. And if this is right for you, for me, it was way better than I ever thought it would be. You're going to see people in the videos that say it's transforming their lives, not only giving them an income, but transforming their lives. And as you grow this business, you're going to find out that you're going to get a lot of time freedom, because the people that are very successful, they've turned this into full-time income with part-time effort. It's a lot of effort. I'm not kidding. It's not easy. There's going to be a grind. There's always a learning curve. But once you get through that, then it gets real fun, and it becomes a lot of good times, and you start living a lifestyle beyond your dreams. So I'm at 25 minutes, so I want to keep this at 25 minutes. Hit the button below. Watch the movie. It's entertaining. It's wacky. There's a lot of training inside the movie if you haven't already seen that. There's 4 episodes. If you haven't seen any of it, make sure you go click on episode 1. And then when you're ready, there's a button right next to it that says Join Now. And I'd love to have you come inside. I'll guide you. I promise I'll guide you to some great training. And I really do believe it's going to change your life. Thanks very much. I'm Mike Irving. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Bye-bye now.